Please remain standing as you're able for the reading of the Gospel. Today's Gospel lesson comes from Mark 8, 27 through 38. Peter confesses Jesus to be the Christ, and Jesus teaches about the cost of discipleship. And Jesus went on with the disciples to the villages of Caesarea Philippi, and on the way he asked them, "Who do people say that I am?" Peter answered, "You are the Christ." And Jesus charged them to tell no one. And Jesus began to teach them that the human one must suffer many things, and be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. And Jesus said this plainly. And Peter took Jesus and began to rebuke him. But turning and seeing the disciples, Jesus rebuked Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan, for you are not siding with God, but with humankind." And Jesus called the multitude with the disciples and said to them, "If anyone would come after me, let them deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For those who would save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake and the gospel's will save it. For what advantage is it to gain the whole world and forfeit one's life? For what shall one give in return for one's life? For any who are ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of them will the human one also be ashamed, when the human one comes in the glory of God with the holy angels." May God add understanding to this reading of the gospel.
You may be seated. Get comfortable.
No.
I titled my sermon, "Good Thoughts and Prayers," because that term has become almost something I don't like. 20 people get shot and everybody sends their good thoughts and prayers. Fire burns out thousands of homes and everybody sends their good thoughts and prayers. Volcano erupts and destroys people's lives and everybody sends their good thoughts and prayers. I do. In Facebook I'll say, "My good thoughts and prayers are with you." Well, that's not enough. That's not enough. Would you join me in prayer? God, I pray that you be with me this morning, that as I offer myself as a tool, as an instrument to do your work, that you would send your Spirit to bless and anoint my lips so the words you speak would be your words and not my own. Help me to remove myself from the message and let it be a message from Christ, a message of love. We pray that you be with us and open all of our ears and our hearts and our very spirits so that we might hear what you would have each and every one of us hear on this day on our journey. It's in the name of Jesus I pray. Amen. It always scares you when you get a posting during the week that you're writing a sermon, and David, I won't mention any names, says, "I've read all the scriptures and I can't wait till Sunday to see what you're going to talk about." And I understand what he was saying, because as always, not always, I don't guess, there's about 1,000 lessons in there and about 1,000 sermons that you could give on the readings we had for today. So I want to start out with the first lesson we had, the reading from the book of Proverbs. We are reminded that a name is only a bunch of letters put together that form a sound. Like Debbie, D-E-B-B-I-E, Norman, N-O-R-M-A. And we look at those letters and we say, "Oh, that's Norma." But it's the person that bears that name that's important. Not that name and not those letters and not the sound of it. No matter how many people in the world carry your name, each one of them is different, because you are you, and you're the only you. There's not another one. I don't care how many Davids there are. This David's the only David. Believe me, there's not another one. Not like this David.
Thank you, Jesus.
What does your name stand for? Think about it for a moment. Not how do I pronounce it or how do I spell it, but what does it stand for? In Proverbs 22, Solomon wrote some of the characteristics that we may want people to see in us when they call our name out. Does your name stand for honor? When people say your name, do they think honor? That's an honorable person. How can we gain respect and honor for our names? It comes through high ethical and moral conduct. Call it integrity. We adhere to a high standard of justice and responsibility that is derived from our connection to God. The word honor for a Greek living during Christ's time meant weighty or heavy, like gold, for example, was the best example of something honorable because it was heavy and it was valuable. When we give honor to certain people, we're saying that they carry a great weight with us, that they're valuable to us. People will honor us because we are faithful to our word, ethical in our conduct at work and at church, and when we have a godly standard. Then we're an asset to God. Does your name stand for generosity? There's a story about that I read that I just thought was so wonderful, and I sometimes include stories that I find, but this one just had to go. About an African boy who listened carefully to his teacher explain to the class why Christians give presents to each other on Christmas Day. The teacher said the gift that we give is an expression of joy over the birth of Jesus and our friendship for one another. So when Christmas Day arrived that year, the young boy waited around after class to see his teacher. When everyone had left, he handed her a seashell. It was a beautiful seashell. The beauty just startled the teacher, and she inquired where he had found such an unusual shell. And he told her that there was only one spot where these particular shells are to be found, and it was in a bay that was several miles away. Why, it's gorgeous, she said to him, but you shouldn't have walked that far just to get a gift from me. He looked up at her and his eyes sparkled, and he said, long walk is part of the gift. Mm-hmm. Isn't that a wonderful story? Generosity often means giving up something or sacrificing something or doing something beyond the normal that comes from deep inside your heart. God's love is built upon being a generous person. Does your name stand for compassion? The world lacks compassion, especially these days. Sometimes it seems as if all we do is shove to get ahead of the line, push someone aside at Walmart, bump our cart into them. I've had sore places on my back of my leg several times from someone running their cart into me. Even at Disney World, where we go to have fun, people shove and push to get ahead in line because you have to stand so long sometimes. And I know you won't believe this, but even at church potlucks, sometimes people push and shove so they can get to the food first. It's the attitude of let someone else be last. Who cares? I want to be first. The Greek word for sympathy signifies that we are to feel or suffer with someone. We align ourselves with the hurting of the world. Generosity is a response to people's needs, whereas compassion is the reason for that need. With Jesus, with his eyes, we see hurting, bleeding, dying world, and we see it with a new appreciation. We see both the external and the internal needs of humanity, and we act. Doers of the word are the people of God. Does your name stand for justice? People who seek justice are not just for self, but for others. Not just for those we know, but also for those we don't know, and for those that we will never get to meet probably. Seeking and working for justice is doing Jesus' work. It's a godly thing. No matter what people's color, whether they're rich or poor, their background, their gender, no matter what they look like, but seeking justice for everyone, equal justice, justice that cannot be bought with money. And you know, in today's society, too often, when people go to our justice system, it's the ones that have the money that get away with things and that get set free. The ones that can buy the best defense. And those of us that have no money just have to suffer. That's not justice. Let us be known. let our name be known as justice seekers. Does your name stand for truth? God blesses those who seek after truth, those who do not lie or attempt to change facts. There's alternate facts these days. Truth seekers are those who do the research, who seek the ways to make us healthier, those who teach, those who learn, those who are willing to open their minds to the wonders of God's creation. Truth seekers are the archaeologists that go out and do digs to find out what really was going on, what happened. Truth seekers are historians that seek the real history that we have, the real journey of the people that came before us. People who seek the truth will settle for nothing else. Truth seekers teach others what they know and how to seek truth also. Does your name stand for peace? Are we peacemakers? What another godly thing to do is be a peacemaker. To seek peace, not just for yourself, but for others. Those who work toward peace are truly doing the work of Christ. Peace based in the love of humanity and working with the goodness that does exist in the world. And it does exist. To bring a fruitful existence to everyone. To rid the world of fear and show that love does indeed prevail. Those are people that are peacemakers. And to be a peacemaker is to be a great compliment. Does your name stand for giving? Those who have and share what they have with others, not just out of their bounty, but out of their need, are true followers of Christ. Think about that for a moment. Those who give to others out of their need, not just out of their bounty. If I have $100 million and I give David $1,000, David's going to be happy with $1,000. But have I really given? Because I didn't lose anything. The $1,000 means nothing to me. People who give out of their need are true followers of Christ. They walk in the footsteps of Jesus each and every day. They share the gifts that they have with those that have not. They see a need and they give all they have to take care of that need. They see pain and suffering and depression and loneliness, and they reach out to those people. People who are givers are twice blessed by God, because first, they've been given a lot, and second, they receive when they give and when they share. Truly blessed are the givers of the world. Now, you're probably sitting there at this point going, I hope he's run out of the list of things we should be, or nice names that we can be called. And I haven't, but I'm ending the list at that point because it could go on and on and on and on. I've mentioned just a few good names that we can be known by, but there are thousands of good things that we can be called. And there are thousands of good things that we can do. And it's not silly. It's not a waste of time or energy to want others to see good things in yourself. Doesn't it feel good when you do something good for someone and they appreciate you? It should feel just as good when you do something good for someone and they don't even know it. Because we should be doing good things because we want to do good things, not because we want to receive an award. And I like awards, okay? If anybody wants to give me one, a plaque, a trophy, anything. Money will work also. And it will make me feel good. From the second lesson today, we find a way to have a good name. You can have a good name by faith, because faith is to be alive. Now, I could have, and I started to bring, an artificial plant. And I could set it beside this live one over here. And if I asked you which one was more beautiful, you probably would say the artificial one because it's got blooms on it. It's pink, blue, yellow. It has all kinds of pretty colors. Green. And this one over here, look at it. It's got some brown parts. Part of it's dyed. You would see more dead leaves if I hadn't picked them off earlier in the week. We have to live and grow not be like an artificial plant, not just be pretty. Our faith must be alive. Even though some of our leaves may turn brown, our faith must be alive. Faith does not discriminate against anyone. It enables us to reach out to everyone, even if they don't match our idea of what we think people should be. Faith produces good works in all of us, and good works produce a good name. If we truly believe that the Word of God and the example of Jesus, then our faith will grow and blossom, and our love for humanity will spread to everyone around us and to the world. Our faith can show others the way to an eternal life in the presence of our Creator. Our faith can be what guides someone to salvation and a life that is truly worth living. Our living faith can give us a name worthy of being called a Christian. As we sing that song a while ago, I remember that they'll know we are Christians. The song doesn't say, they'll know we are Christians by our name. It says, they'll know we are Christians by our love, by our faith in God. With practice, our faith will grow and become natural for each of us, just like a plant that produces fruit. It's a natural thing to do. When others see us working to have a good name and practicing our faith, when they see us doing the best we can do just to be good people, then they may also follow. And maybe they may become doers of the Word of God also. We should be good because we have come from the darkness into the light of Christ's love for each of us. That's why we should be good. That's why we should move forward into the light, continuing to help others on our journey. We are not the same that we were yesterday. We are different. And I hope and pray for myself and for you that each day I become a little more different than what I was yesterday as I journey forward. We may be in the world, but we're not of the world anymore when we know the true love of Jesus. There's not enough time to give you a complete list of good works or good things that you may be known by. The key is that a living faith produces good works. A living faith is a result of the work of God in bringing a person to God. Good works are the results of a living faith. That's all you have to do, is try to move forward. In the gospel lesson today, in the preceding verses to the part that was read, Jesus declared all foods are clean because it is what is in the inner person that counts, not what enters in. The Christ-like God is a God for all people, who seeks all people everywhere, who calls on everyone to have faith in God. Now, to the best of our knowledge, this journey from the gospel that Jesus took was the only one where he went outside the borders of Israel. And the fact that he traveled is very symbolic and significant. His actions speak volumes of words. Jesus was drawing the circle larger and larger and larger to include everyone, to eventually include everyone in the world. He came first to Jews, to Israel, and then he included everybody else inside that circle. People started calling Jesus by a new name, Messiah, the one who had come to save the world. I wonder what others are calling us, both as individuals and as a faith community. What names are they using? Is the name Spirit of Peace just a bunch of letters that form a certain sound? Or is Spirit of Peace known for inclusion and our compassion and our fight for equality and justice and our desire for truth and peace? I would hope that when people use the words Spirit of Peace, that when people say the name of this little faith community, that they also think not only of God, and of God's inclusive love and of affirmation for everybody, but they think about food baskets. That's what we're going to kick off today. Collecting food for people that need it for the holidays. Do they think about free HIV testing and counseling? Do they think about new clean socks for the homeless, and gloves, and scarves, and hats? Do they think about love for those that are rejected and that are not welcome? Good thoughts and prayers are not enough unless we can put them into action. And if we put them into action, our faith will build, our actions will build, we'll be able to reach out to more people, we'll be able to do more godly things, more Jesus things. I always thought that was kind of funny. Are you a Jesus person? Are you one of those Jesus fanatics that goes about trying to do good as if that was something bad? Be known. Let your name stand for something good. We all will pick the same thing or same things. We all will pick different things. That's good. Then we can all go out from this little room and put it into action. Each one in their own way. Each one using their own gifts. Each one sharing what they have with those around them, no matter what that may be. As long as it's good. As long as it's godly. As long as it's a Jesus thing. Amen.